Hello everyone, my name is Sandy Masiha and my capstone project is about the role of shirtwaists in the 20th century. I picked this topic to get a better understanding of how significant the shirtwaist was during the 20th century. My research project focused on three different perspectives of the shirtwaist through fashion, economic, and political perspectives. In the late 19th century, women began to have more freedom of expression, which was when the movement of the New Woman took place. This meant that women had to be treated with more respect as they began to contribute to society more by liberating themselves as well as being part of the labor force to be employed. To clarify the meaning of a shirtwaist, it is a blouse that looks like a man's button-down shirt with a tailored collar as well as full-sleeved and tight cuffs. Most of the Italian and Jewish women immigrants that arrived at the Ellis Island were hired to be the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory garment workers. They didn't know what a shirtwaist meant before their employment since they did not have enough experience with sewing one. A perfect example is from the fiction novel Uprising by Haddix, where the character named Belle didn't know what a shirtwaist was when she was hired at the factory since she was one of the immigrants that arrived at the Ellis Island. A tidy, fashionable, and chic shirtwaist helped a woman bring her confidence and character to the light of the public. A great illustration of femininity was the Gibson Girl models, which have impacted women's liberation. Wearing a shirtwaist was suitable for multiple activities that women did, especially physical activities that helped maintain healthy bodies. While modern athletic gym gear such as leggings or sports bras didn't exist in the early 20th century, shirtwaists and skirts were still the first options for women to any occasions that they had. In the novel Ashes of Roses, the main character named Margaret Rose was attracted to the idea of wearing a shirtwaist because of how good it looked and how it was advertised by the Gibson Girl models. While Margaret wore a homespun dress, the appearance of the shirtwaist gave her the desire to stay up to date with the fashion trend of shirtwaists. Although, this made me realize that Gibson Girl's advertisement of shirtwaists can somehow pressure some women, giving them the idea that wearing the shirtwaist is the only fashion clothing piece that would make a woman look good. This could cause a disadvantage of fashion because of how easily people lose interest in one clothing and gain interest in another, which leads them to be the followers of society's fashion trend. Shirtwaists were a production trend for the garment industry in the 20th century. This was because the demand for cheaper clothes by consumers was increasing over time, which led to the investment in capital equipment to increase, as well as the workforce of garment workers to increase from 120,000 to 206,000. In the late 19th century, the minimum price of a shirtwaist was for a quarter. Over time, as more designs were being created, they were priced at $1. From an economist's point of view, a shirtwaist would cost more than $1 due to the thread details that were being sewed in the shirtwaists. However, the Triangle Shirtwaist factory managers, Isaac Harris and Max Blank, wanted to create higher profits by producing the cheapest yet largest number of shirtwaists. While they were not the ones that marketed the shirtwaists, they did sign contracts with fashion designers and departmental stores to worry less about workers' responsibilities and have the maximum flexibility with the fashion's adaptable trends. In 1908, the firm achieved sales that surpassed $1 million, and they were competing among 11,000 manufacturers in New York, making the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory the largest shirtwaist production factory in the state by producing over 1,000 shirtwaists a day. It was an advantage to have a growing garment industry that helped consumers, especially women that wore the shirtwaists, to bring awareness to its actual meaning, which meant liberty and independence for women. It is important to keep in mind that fashion is the best way for a woman to express herself, but is also the worst to be oppressed by. The intention of a shirtwaist was to bring comfort to a woman's physical movement since it was made to be like a man's button-down shirt. It was an alternative to women wearing tight dresses with corsets to maintain a straight posture and slim body figures. There was another movement called the dress reform, which helped promote clothing that was less restricting to the body physical movements. A woman's comfort in clothing was another issue of feminism along with gender inequality. I realized that there was a political relationship between the factory managers who were men and the women workers, showing that men were still in control of the firm. I perceive this as the shirtwaists impacting women's freedom to be employed, however, not commonly having higher job positions than men. In addition, it may have seemed like the factory managers didn't value each woman worker enough based on their ability of producing the shirtwaists for them. To conclude, it was a challenge to get a better understanding of why women went through labor struggles in order to make such beautiful pieces of clothing, while in reality, the shirtwaists signified that they would have independence and freedom. I believe that the women workers, especially the victims of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory who didn't know the meaning of a shirtwaist, have gone through a lot when producing them. I believe that it has given them an American experience of what was it like to wear something that society fully supported. The significance of shirtwaists still carrying on to the 21st century. Thank you for tuning in.